Let me be straightforward. You want to know the difference between you and me? Well, I have a goddamn quest cape, and what's that? You don't? Well, that's why you're a beta male cuck. This thing gets you respect, women, and most importantly, the ability to make cool 2007 RuneScape music videos. Alright, but seriously, if you are struggling with getting this beautiful piece of fashionscape, there are a couple things I may suggest to make your time easier and overall more enjoyable. In this video, I'm going to go in detail about what things you need to be considering while going for this goal. The three biggest points of consideration are these here on screen. These are all what I believe to be the largest challenges you will be experiencing during your adventure. I will be explaining how each one needs to be heavily considered, as well as giving my personal tips that will make getting your quest cape much smoother. Let's get into it. As of the making of this video, there are currently 150 quests you need to complete in order to get the quest cape. Some of these quests will take you hours to do, and that's not even considering the prep time and skilling requirements beforehand. There are many high-level players who don't even think it's worth doing, since the cape itself only gives you a free teleport to the Legends Guild, but since you're here watching this video, you know this cape is much more than a Legends Guild teleport, which is the exact reason that makes you better than everyone else. Hell yeah. It is important to understand that this may be one of the biggest time investments in the entire game for you, even more than some 99s. Now the first question, where do I start? It would feel wrong not to mention there's already a pre-made list of the optimal order to do all the quests in, and to that list I say, fuck that. Well, kinda. I will say, doing the quest in an efficient order is fine, however, make sure to have fun with it. Being super efficient may hurt the aspect of adventure. Although, some of your first goals should be to aim for some of those mid-level quests, as the rewards will make it a much easier time. For example, I suggest aiming to do the quests listed here as some of your first goals. Each quest gives you certain items that will help you progress faster in the game and on your questing journey. Monkey Madness will give you the Dragon Scimitar. Starting Fairy Tale 2 will give you access to fairy rings, Tears of Guthix will give you access to the minigame, and so on and so on. While aiming to do these quests, it will give you mini goals and reason to do smaller quests, so you don't have to follow the most efficient order of the quest, but do keep in mind that finishing certain quests earlier will give you items or unlock areas that will make it easier for you later down the line. When you are getting to the last 25 or so quests, you will start to run into certain pre-requirements that will make you have to do some sort of grind. Some being skill grinds that will take some decent amount of time to finish. Just for organizational reasons, I say that you should write down what you have left to do at this point. Yes, literally write them all out. Look at this. I wrote out every quest and skill I needed at a certain point, okay? If you think this is going too hard, well then, I have one question for you. How do you even call yourself a RuneScape player, alright? All we do is go hard. I highly suggest this towards the end of your journey, just so when you log in, you won't be overwhelmed with what you have to do next, since you have it already all listed out. Speaking of endgame questing, there are a couple things you need to consider here. These are the specific max skill numbers you will need in order to even start some of the quests. Now there are some very expensive skill stats here, such as 70 construction or 70 herbalore, and more annoying ones like 72 mining or 70 hunter. Ugh. Either way, the only way to get these in a timely manner is through money. Depending on your levels, some of these skills will require you to spend more time getting the GP than the actual leveling grind, so how are you going to fund this? Well, if you're doing the quest cape towards the end game, then this should not be a problem, as there are many easy end game moneymakers. But if you're trying to do it with bare requirements, then here are my suggestions. Just work on your skills at easy bossing to earn enough to fund this. I have another video talking about how to get money during the early to mid game, so if you want a more in-depth explanation on how you can get money, go watch this video, link down below. I will say, how I personally funded most of my last couple of quests was through doing barrows and my mining grind. The best way for you really depends on your combat level and other skills, as they will give you access to certain moneymakers that may be more worth it. Just find the best way for you. Earning money will be its own time commitment, as to level some of these skills will take millions upon millions to fund. You will also need to consider the bosses you will be fighting. These may require powerful gear and expensive supplies. You could get by with certain scuffed setups, but for most players this isn't an option. Why? Well, it's because you're okay? But let's be realistic. You are going to die, probably many times, especially to the harder quest bosses, so having a cash stack is always important since you're going to need to resupply a lot. You will be going in and dying probably multiple times before you understand the mechanics or just feel more secure in fighting, so just make sure you always have a decent amount of cash stack before attempting. If you are not aware already, you should understand what lies at the end of your journey. If you don't have 100+ combat level, I would consider these quests to be potential roadblocks for you if you are inadequately prepared. These quests being the 3 Grandmaster quests, Dragon Slayer 2, Monkey Madness 2, and Song of the Elves, and the 2 Master quests, Sins of the Father and A Night of the Theater. All of them have their high skilling level requirements, but more so they have their unique bossing difficulties. Now what I suggest is at the bare minimum you have at least 70 attack, defense, strength, and at least 75 range and magic. That's so you have access to use things like the blowpipe, the Trident of the Sea, or Barrow's equipment. To make your life easier, I highly suggest using RuneLite to do your questing. The plugin quest helper makes it not only faster, but makes certain puzzles not even a possible challenge. You are also more than encouraged to use the wiki or even other YouTubers. However, I will suggest that for your boss fight, you look them up beforehand. There are so many helpful guides out there, and watching someone else do it before you will be extremely helpful. Again, depending on your combat level and bank value, these last couple of quests may be some of the hardest and longest to complete, but you just got to stay motivated and listen to everything I told you. Do your research and be patient, and you should have no problem turning yourself into a goddamn legend. If one of your first goals is the quest cape for your account, then you're on the right track. It helps you balance your account skills and gives you access to many helpful items, areas, and even in-game knowledge. Since you've already made it this far, I'd just like to mention that this cape is much more than a Legends Guild teleport. I believe that part of old school RuneScape's allure and charm even is about the adventure, about the goal making and accomplishing said goal. Now realistically, you're all going to hold spacebar down while going through all the dialogue, so you're not even going to know any of the lore or anything, but that doesn't matter because you still get to go fight these things, go over here, do a thing here. It's sick, you know, it's adventure, you know, that's what RuneScape is. It's about adventure or something like that, I don't know. But there's something out there that just makes people desire this relatively useless item. In the end though, you will be overjoyed, yet sad that the questing is over. However, there are more adventures ahead of you. You may not know what to do after, but in the wise words of Robin Williams,
I have no idea what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
How exciting.
Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Now stop procrastinating. Go do that quest. Go do it. Go, wait, I have no, just go do it.